Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Faab Five campaign in 2022. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around the virtual table today are Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
Happy New Year!
Okay. Alyssa, unfortunately, is running a bit late, but she should be on sometime soon. Now, before we begin, Jeremy has sent us all gifts for the holidays. So we're going to go ahead and open these on camera. So, Jeremy, thank you very much for these.
You're welcome.
We absolutely appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and open them now. Take it away, everyone. Oh, that is cool. Wow.
Got the our symbol on the back.
Yeah, so check that out. There is...
Wow! It's a little me!
Yep. That's all of the Faab Five on mine, and the random Rhapsody logo on the back. And this is really, really cool. Thank you, Jeremy. This is awesome.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you guys like it.
Oh, yeah. Thanks,
very
dude.
much. Very much so. This is going to be my new mixed drink here on camera.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I'm going to go ahead and pour some whiskey in this real quick, so give me 1 second.
Prost.
Yeah. Okay, so cheers, everybody, to the Faab Five, to the 2022, and another great year together.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I actually have something I'm still waiting on the damn printer for all of you. I'm getting kind of frustrated about it, but I emailed them today and was bitching about it. So hopefully they'll do something. Fucking people. Anyway, I am happy to announce that our next one-shot is going to be on Sunday, February 13th. And it's going to be a Valentine's Day themed one-shot featuring past characters from the Debauchery Circus campaign. We are also back to our regular streaming schedule next Wednesday for Random Game Night, and next Monday the Debauchery Circus should be back to their regular schedule as well. You can keep up to date on everything we do by following us on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody and on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab Five.
If you had met me when I was younger, you would most definitely say that I am an extrovert. My brother and I were very outgoing. However, since my banishment from my village, I've become much more of an introvert. Keep to myself. Don't try not to screw up too much. Try not to let anybody know what's going on. So I keep everything very close to the vest now.
Oh, you could have guessed it. I raise a crowd up wherever I go. So I guess you'd say I'm an extrovert. I can talk my way in or out of any situation. And when I can't, they can get these guns.
I really wish you were an introvert, buddy.
Ah, son of a bitch. So I just noticed my mic was out the entire fucking time.
It was. I didn't even think about it until I all of a sudden heard my voice. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. So the question is, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And Liam, what's your answer?
Well, I've got several different sides to me. I've definitely got one side that no matter what always seems to come out. So I'd have to say I'm an extrovert overall.
Okay. I dig it. Veil, how about you?
I'd say I'm more of an undertrovert. I'm extremely comfortable around my undead friends, not so much around other living people, especially strangers.
Okay. I like it.
Anybody want to attempt an Eloise impersonation?
No, I think we're going to have to just wait for Eloise.
I think I'm an extrovert. Yeah, I like everybody. I'm going to get my ass kicked later, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Probably.
Okay. Well, eventually Eloise will be back, but before then, your group, I'm just gonna say, I gave you a map just to kind of give you a good idea of the layout here, and that's kind of where you are on the map. I brightened it up a little bit so you can see just how far away y'all are. But okay. So Veil, you are currently on a ledge along the cliffside of the mesa, crouched down about 5 feet beneath the higher road that winds along the outer edge of the cliff. You can see a small group of poltergeists making their way down along the descending slope of the path. You have about 120 feet of dark vision, but as of right now, you're unable to see the shapes of your companions behind you. You can cran your neck up to see the ridge of the mesa high above you, just barely distinguishable in the moonlight beyond your dark vision range. You can estimate you've probably got another somewhere between 7 and 800 feet or more to the top. But your friends are also out there somewhere in the night. So, what would you like to do?
I'm going to, so I could see, it looks like a pack of wraiths to the right, at least 3 of them.
Yep.
I'm going to send Jareth quietly into the night to kind of this doorway of this building right here to see if he could give me the okay signal to make my way in there and hold out.
Okay, I like it. Well, you have control over Jareth, so you can go ahead and move him around and make a perception check with him.
Okay.
Are you sending him inside the building itself?
Yeah, well, is the door open?
Yes, the door is open, and the window right over here, sorry, you can't see that, hold on. Right over here is smashed inward.
Okay. I guess.
It's
are
a
they all like that?
What's that?
Oh, let me roll the perception. Are they all like that? He rolled a 19 for perception.
So the 3 buildings that you can see between you, here, here, and here, all of them are single-story structures made up of that same yellow-gray stone. You can fly in through the broken window and see that this is just a small living domicile. There's a rickety bed with covers pulled off. There's a couple shelves, a desk, things like that. Most of it is fairly bare. You're kind of surprised by by how little is actually in this room. It seems like it's probably a living quarters of someone kind of down on their means, if you get my drift.
Okay. I'm going to have him continue. To this one.
Okay. As you fly over to that one, what you find is a small little cafe. A kitchen set up with counters around it. A few benches that are broken and smashed along the floors and up along the sides of the countertops there. It appears as though there is food on some of these plates and in some of these bowls and pots, but from the smell, it smells like it's fairly rotten and has been there for quite a while. Okay,
so you're saying that this cafe smells a little putrid and rotteny.
It does.
Perfect. I'm going to use that as my new hideout, and I'm going to make my way quietly. I don't want to. I'm not going to push my luck going to the left or the right because I see both packs of spirits or whatever you want to call them. So I think right here in the middle is my best chance of avoiding detection and going in there.
Okay, I like it. So as I said, you are crouched down about 5 feet below the line of the road there. You can see that there is that group to your left, kind of milling about, some blue spectral wraiths, and to the far right, there are those poltergeists that are moving down in that direction. The 4 wraiths that you can see to your left seem to be more crowded together, their heads facing each other, almost as though they're having a conversation. But even where Jareth is from hanging on top of the roof of that second building, he does not hear them making any sounds.
Okay.
Now, to climb up is going to be a very simple athletics check to just climb up over onto the road itself, and then I'm going to need a stealth check from you to try to sneak into the building.
All right. So athletics check to climb up is going to be.
You need to roll a 10 to climb up here.
14.
14, yeah. You're able to grab the sides and push yourself up very easily, getting onto the ledge.
All right. And then the stealth check is going to be another 14.
14. Okay, let's see what their perception check is. Or what their passive perception is. Because they're more talking to themselves. They're not actively looking, but let's see what their...
Ooh, I wonder what their talking sounds like.
And of course, I'm going to have to reload roll 20, so bear with me 1 second.
We need a reload roll 20 theme song because this isn't a one-time thing.
Okay, well, go ahead and give us one.
Well, a long time ago, way back in history, when all there was to drink were nothing but cups of tea, along came a man by the name of Charlie Mops, and he invented a wonderful drink and he made it out of hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he must have been an admiral, a sultan, or a king, and to his praises we shall always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. The Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, 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 tiddly beer, 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 tiddly beer.
Did I hear you quietly counting out the beats in between the verses?
You're supposed to, and you're supposed to do it quietly. I nailed that song.
Oh, it's supposed to count it out? Okay, that's cool.
You need to. I first saw it in the Bard's Tale when that Matt lent me the game or whatever. It was
one hilarious. Of the best games. It really is.
I've played it, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What was your roll again? That was a
14.
14.
14 athletics and for stealth.
So you crouching down along the road, you kind of hunker down a bit, and you begin making your way 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, keeping as low as you can, creeping towards the door. You make it about halfway before the one who's been, his back's been towards you this whole time, this one here, he kind of looks up and looks around. His passive perception is exactly 14. And he does look back at you, Veil.
What's his vision?
Pretty fucking long, actually.
Oof.
That's let's see. Yeah, you are exactly within his field of vision.
All right, perfect. So how far did I move so far?
You are able to get right about here before he
Okay.
turns around and he looks at you. And in that moment, his eyes meet you, or those spectral, like, floating eyes just looks directly at you.
Hmm.
And you just see that widening for a moment. So I'm going to need you and them to roll for initiative.
All right.
You can do it, Vale.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
What I miss, guys?
Hey!
Fail's
First
about
of
to
all,
play.
yeah, you missed the question of the day.
Oh.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh God, is Eloise an introvert or an extrovert?
Shit. Two of them fucking critted on their fucking.
I think she's an extroverted introvert. Like she's very personable, but like people exhaust her. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'd rather you burn those nat 20s on initiative than attacks.
Wait,
Y'all be
so
careful.
why is Vale not with us?
Oh,
What is
Vale
happening?
went first, and his stealth check. Well, you basically just walked in like 5
Yeah.
minutes, 10 minutes into action. He
Okay.
just rolled initiative. We haven't done anything yet. We will soon. I'm sure Matt will get to it.
Yes, I will be
Yeah, I
getting
was.
to
I had after I dim doored over here.
Mhm.
I was trying to sneak into one of these cottages to hide out and wait for you guys, and I was spotted.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. So here's what we got going on. Vale, unfortunately, my friend, you rolled a 4 on your initiative.
Yep.
So we're going to see how this goes. First off in the initiative is the Sword Wraith Commander, who seeing Vale there, just makes this loud, kind of odd, hollow sound as he points over towards Vale. He has 30 feet of movement. So he's not going to get too far. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 there. And then using his dash action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's his turn right there. The other 3? Move up 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong one. This guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets up to 30 feet right there. You are 85 feet away. So he is making a longbow shot against you, Veil.
All right.
He is making this a disadvantage because you are outside of his field of vision, so he can barely see you, but not too well. So this shot is at disadvantage.
Okay.
And that is an 8, which I assume misses.
Correct.
Okay, that's it for his turn. Next one's turn, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet up. It's doing the exact same thing, exact same circumstances.
All right.
That's a 7, which is also a miss. Last guy's turn. Moves up as well. He's taking his shot. That's an 11, which I assume misses as well.
Yep.
And it is now your turn. So what would you like to do, Veil?
All right. He's not scared. He's not uneasy right now, but he is wishing his party, the rest of his party, was here with him, just to, kind of lend a hand. He's going to weigh his options, and seeing that there's there were the other what are the pink ones or the purple ones called?
Those are specters.
Okay, so he remembers there were specters that way, and he doesn't feel like fooling around with this stuff anymore. So, he's going to, run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here, and then call. Jarrett's going to fly over up here. Oh wait, I didn't roll an initiative for Jareth.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that.
Let me do that now. I forgot he doesn't act on my turn. He had an 8, so he would actually gone before me. So can I just have him go first?
Yeah, go for it.
That would have been perfect, because all the wraiths would have gone, then Jareth. So Jareth's going to fly up to, it's the edge of the map right here. I can't see any higher.
Yeah, it is the edge of the map there. I did give you all the actual physical map.
Okay.
So you can pop that out and see where you were. What is above where you were? There's the map right there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go little hops, and I'll
now. One sec. So I will tell you, as you go down the side of these two buildings here into that little alleyway, you do see the cliff up ahead of you, going upward. It is a sheer cliff wall that goes up another about 150 feet.
Okay. I don't know where I put Jareth. I can't. I think I put him off the map by accident.
I think you accidentally got him off the map. Just pull a new one out.
Okay. All right. He's just going to use his dash action and get further behind the building. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And yeah, Jareth will be about right here. All right, that is my turn.
That's your turn? Okay.
Oh.
With that as your turn, the rest of the group, you've spent this round flying in the direction of where you're fairly certain that Veil had gone to the north. I'm actually going to show you guys here on the map real quick. Let's see. That's more or less where the two of you were, Veil and Jareth. The rest of you, on this map in front of you, basically each square is a ton of movement. You can do a dash, which is 2 squares, because each square is about 80 feet.
Okay.
So you're flying towards... Your group is just flying north right now, going over the city. So you are not quite where Veil and Jareth is right now, but you can see the lights throughout the city. You can see where some of these pockets of wraiths and poltergeists are, but you can't quite see your friend yet. So you're still winging it north towards the monastery, hoping that Veil shows himself or you're able to spot him as you fly. On the next round, the sword wraiths are just continuing pursuit of you, Veil. However, none of them can get far enough and close enough to you. So what are you wanting to do this round?
I'm going to... You said this cliff's about 150 feet up?
Yes.
All right, well, let me first have... Jareth fly... probably about here, just so we can keep an eye on where these guys are. Are there any windows on... Oh, that just changed.
Sorry.
That's right. Are there any windows on the back of this building right here? Like where I am?
Yes, there are. There is a single window, actually pretty close to where you are right now. It is a wooden thing that does not... There is no glass in it. It's just 2 wooden shutters that are closed over a hole. You can kind of see in a little bit through the gaps. It is shut, however.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to, as a bonus action, look through that window and then cast Misty Step and get myself inside of that building.
Okay.
Ominous as shit music, man.
and I'm going to kind of quietly... Is there a way I could tuck myself under the... This is a desk you said right here, correct?
Yeah, that is a desk that you can appear right in front of. It's short. There's not a lot of space in that, where your legs go. You kind of get the idea that this desk itself was made for the size of a dwarf. But you can probably get under it and keep yourself at least moderately concealed. There is also a short bed over here. These are shelves. Most of the contents are just gone. There's not much more than a few bric-a-brac, some bottles, things of that nature. There is also a trap door next to the bed that Jareth was not able to see from where he was. But now that you're looking, you can see an actual trap door in the side of the room, right behind the bed.
Okay. So I'm going to make my way to the trap door and see if I can quietly open it.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, I'd say you're able to very quietly sneak over to the trapdoor. Give me an athletics check. As you're pulling, you realize it's a little heavier and kind of caught a little bit in the frame of it. It's a very tight fit, so you're straining with your muscles trying to pull up this door.
There's a 13.
With the 13, you're heaving as hard as you can, as quietly as you can. So you're kind of trying to go between lifting as hard as you can and lifting it as fast as you can because you worry about being heard. However, with a 13 is enough to pull this door open, and there you find a ladder going down into what appears to be a root cellar. It's very dark down there. It kind of smells musty. That kind of that mold smell is kind of hitting your nostrils right now.
Smells perfect.
Okay, that's your turn right there.
All right.
Now, with a 19, you were pretty damn stealthy this entire time, and the wraiths have slowly, quietly made their ways around at least a little bit. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. They're making their way right about there. Move them like that. Okay, that was their turn. The rest of you are still in the air, making your way closer, as close as you can, trying to get to your friends. As you're flying, go ahead and make a perception check, those who are on the backs of eagles. Which actually I don't think is any of you. So go ahead, Liam, and go ahead, Apollyon, make perception checks as you're flying.
You got it.
Eagles got to face forward. They're heading in that direction.
It's a 12 for me.
11 for me.
Liam, with your 12, you kind of glance backward at the roof where you had left with all those wraiths and poltergeists. You can see they're kind of flying upward, but their movement speed isn't even half of what yours is, so they're making a much slower pace. But they are in a vague sort of pursuit towards you.
Right, kind of zombified, determined they're going to get there no matter how long it takes. Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. Back to you, Veil. It is your turn once again. Are you heading down into the cellar?
Yeah, and Jareth is going to kind of stay up in the air up here to not only monitor what the wraiths are doing, but to give signal to the eagles coming in if he could spot them, to let them know where we are.
Okay. Well, you can see right now the wraiths. 3 of them are currently making their way down that alley between the 2 buildings. You can't see the 4th one from where you are. At least I don't think Jareth can see him.
Well, I would say he's up pretty high in the air, so he could see him. But if I put him like directly over the house, I won't be. It makes it so I'm in the house.
Yeah, this is true. You can't. Yeah, if you're staying up high, like a good 50 or so feet in the air, you would be able to see that that last wraith is around the side of the building, just at the corner.
Okay. So, what do I see down in this root cellar?
Climbing down the root cellar, go ahead and make another stealth check for me.
All right, and okay. That is a 20.
Oh yeah, you're hella stealthy. You climb down very quietly down this ladder, closing the door behind you. As you enter the cellar, you find a very shallow earthen cave that seems to have been dug underneath the foundation of the building. You're having to crouch down a little bit because the tunnel itself is only 5 feet tall, and it leads to another 10 feet back to a much wider chamber that's about 15 by 15 feet wide. The first thing you spot are sacks, musty, mildewy sacks, and you kind of walk over and inspect them for a moment, and you find root vegetables, potatoes, turnips, carrots, things of that nature.
Okay.
But then your dark vision catches in the far corner a small altar. Nothing more than a little piece, a few stones put together with a slab on top. There is a pentagram drawn in blood with a skull in the center of it. 2 candles on either side, and now that you're looking, you're starting to see more splattering of blood just on the floor around it.
Okay. Can I do an Arcana to see, how much I recognize maybe what deity they're worshiping or sacrificing to? Or what
that wouldn't be
situation
an
is?
Arcana check. That would be a religion check. But
Religion.
I will allow you to roll a religion check.
Okay. It's +9 anyway, so that's a 22.
Okay, nice. You recognize, you've read a little bit about the Church of the Five, and you know that there at least enough of them that one of the gods, Crandage, is the god of thieves and murderers, and this appears to be an altar dedicated to Crandage.
Okay. Is there anything I could is there anything of use around here?
You can do that on your next turn. This is kind of
Okay.
it for that turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
The rest of the group made it a little bit farther now. So I would like the Eagles, Eloise and Blood, to make perception checks as Eagles.
Blood has to make it as an eagle, but Vulcan and Eloise make it as themselves because wild shape.
That's right. So go ahead.
Oof, that's going to be a 13. He's still just too excited. He's a fucking bird. He's
17.
He's probably singing some Disney song in his head that he can't possibly know, but he's making it up. And it's like, I can fly high. You know what? Dude, nope, I take it back. He's singing, I can fly high as an eagle. To the sea.
Okay. So I've moved you to the appropriate place you are on the map. Eloise, with your 17, you can see the lights of some blue wraiths. Kind of far ahead, but within your dark vision range. You can also see Jareth, or at least a white owl that you assume is Jareth, kind of circling high overhead of a square building. Almost a cube, in fact, with a large window in the front that's broken inward and a broken door right about here. But that is your movement and your action for that turn. So anyone who wants to do a bonus action can now do a bonus action. And if you have one, you can do. And I want everybody to roll initiative, please.
Okay, I'm just going to give a call out to Jareth just to see if it's Jareth.
Should I roll my initiative or should I roll the bird's initiative?
It would be the bird's initiative.
It would be the birds.
Click your token like I forgot to, please. I got a 20.
Oh, initiative is physical, therefore
Oh.
I need to roll the bird's initiative.
Correct.
Fucking gross. +3, bitch ass bird.
Hey, it's better than my -1, so I'm gonna take the birds. If I can roll it. Hold on. Let's see. Initiative. Where is it? There it is. Button. Still single digits.
You're right up there with Jareth.
And all of us who are eagles don't have access to our multi-attacks. We can only attack with our beak because we are holding people in our talons.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
dropping those motherfuckers. I have Apollyon and Shadows, right?
I think so.
I know I have Shadows for certain, but I can't remember if I had Apollyon. I think I had Apollyon too.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh, shocker. Eloise goes last. Again. It's such a surprise.
Actually,
Really, this
Vale
is-
rolled a 4.
This is my shocked face. That
Yeah, you're still below, or still
Mhm.
above Veil, so.
well, now that is a surprise. Dang it.
Okay.
Hey, Alyssa, did you get your package yet by any chance?
I did, but it arrived just after I left for Guelph, so it's at home. It arrived.
Okay.
I just don't
That
have
doesn't-
access to it currently.
Well,
That's not the name of a
yeah.
real place. Come on.
What,
Right?
Guelph?
Yeah, that's not real. That doesn't sound real. Come on.
Of course it is.
Guelph. Look it up.
Okay. So anyway, starting off at the beginning of initiative,
You know I love you, Alyssa.
none of y'all can see what's going on, but the captain had moved back here, and he's currently making a
I'm just gonna
perception
sit here
check.
and eat my jellies from my bubble tea.
Yeah, with that nat 20, he's
They're in the state,
definitely
the
hearing
shape of
something
stars.
going on. He does not
Oh
see
shit.
anything
He can
as
see
far
everything.
Oh fuck!
as like where Vale went.
It makes sense that he would notice us because
However,
I
he
did
is
let out a
definitely
big
hearing, that's what
to
he's
Jareth,
hearing.
so
is
that would have
loud
gotten his
caw.
attention,
So that was 10 feet,
probably.
15 feet, 20, 25, 30 feet. And he's going to move back this way. Eloise, you would be able to see one of those wraiths coming around from the back corner of that building.
Mhm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's just going to... Yeah, he'll stop right there. He points directly at your group, the eagle that's flying there, and
Mhm.
he's making some type of sound, but you're a bit too far away to hear this.
Right.
Would I hear it, or would Jareth hear it?
No, you would not hear it at all because you are underground, and Jareth, he's too high in the sky to hear it. But it's that same wraith sound. Come on.
Doing Wraith shit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. One of the
But
sword
can I-
wraiths...
Can I smell it though?
Can you smell sound?
Can you smell it?
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Hmm.
Or at least
Can you
Apollyon.
smell what Apollyon is cooking?
What
Oh,
the
boy.
Wraith is cooking.
Wow. So an arrow just goes flying past you, Eloise, just missing the side of your face.
Wait, a what goes flying past me?
An arrow.
An arrow.
Oh, fun. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was your turn. That was his turn. Liam, you're up next.
All right. So are we above the cliff edge? Can I jump down from here?
No, you are hanging above the cliff edge. There is a ledge about 15 feet below where you currently are, right there, and you are about 10 feet away from the edge of the upper ledge.
Would you allow me to use a key point for Step of the Wind to get that extra oomph to swing up to that edge?
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it. Why not?
Once Liam starts like swinging, I'm gonna help him, and I'm just gonna like kind of try to throw him up onto the ledge.
Okay, so basically what's going to happen is Liam is grabbing onto the talons of Eloise and starts swinging himself back and forth to leap him and flip himself onto this ledge. So you know what I want from you, Liam. I want an acrobatics. Yes.
Let's see, good roll. Ooh, 11.
Aw, does my help not give him advantage?
No, I don't think so. Like, if you had used, the thing is, you had used your movement the last turn. It's not your turn yet. So if it would have been your turn, you could have used the help action to do that. But since it's not your turn, you really can't. Yeah. So what happens is, Liam, you start swinging back and forth. You flip forward, go flying. You just miss the edge of that ledge with an 11. And you go plummeting downward, 15 feet down to the lower ledge right there. I'm not going to...
God monks have slow fall.
Yeah, I mean... I don't need to roll this because you're going to be able to negate it.
Sure. That's my turn then. I'll use my next turn to get up there.
Sounds good. Next up is Jortha's turn. She is actually just going to hold her action. Her action is when Vulcan is able to get her to the ground, she's going to jump off. Next up, we have a second sword wraith. It's going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet there. It really hasn't spotted Jareth yet circling overhead, but it did definitely see Eloise flying there in her eagle form. He's going to shoot the longbow at her. That's a 14 to hit.
Oh shit. What's eagle armor class? I think it's 13.
Think it's 13.
Yeah, that hit.
13.
So 9 points of piercing damage to you, Eloise.
I can't remember. Did I take damage in eagle form last session?
I know I did.
I'm pretty sure
I think I did.
You had minimal left.
Yeah. I think that's what the 3 is. I think I have 3 hit points left as an eagle. I think that's what the 3 is in the little bubble.
Okay. Then
Did I make a note of it? Hold on. I write it down. It would be helpful if I did.
I'm pretty sure you had minimal damage too, Eloise, because all the eagles was taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, I think that's what the 3 is. I think it's that I had 3 hit points left as an eagle.
Okay. So,
great.
Flying there overhead, this arrow comes shooting out and pierces your chest. You transform back from an eagle into Eloise. 3 points of damage to that, so that's 6 to you, Eloise. Okay. And both you and Niasi that was on your back, she's still on your back. Like her legs are wrapped around you, but the both of you just drop. You are currently, he was 15 feet below you, so you're both dropping 20 feet down onto that ledge. So...
Matt, I'm curious about an interesting use of the interception. It's supposed to be for like melee attacks, but if she's fallen to the ground, could I try and use that to try and divert some of the damage and catch her a little bit?
Are you able to do that as a reaction?
It's interception is a reaction, yeah.
Pop up interception. Let me read it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, because as a monk, Nyasi also has slow fall.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it for Nyasi. This is more for Eloise.
Yep.
There it is. When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you and an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by a dice roll and proficiency. I was just curious if you'd allow that to be damaged by the ground. If you'd allow that.
That's a pretty big stretch.
I didn't use my action at all on this round. I have nothing but time to try and catch her.
Yeah,
Well, is she technically considered a missile? Because can't you also deflect missiles?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Normally, yeah, the thing that it says is when a creature you can see hits a target other than you.
The ground is a target.
But it's not a creature hitting.
No, you would be the target
I am
that's
the creature.
being hit.
Oh.
It's just, can we consider the ground to be a creature? And Matt's saying, no, it's just too loose of an interpretation. It's not. He's not going to allow it. That's fine.
Well, here's the deal. Because I do like the creativity of it, and I'm in the mood of, why the fuck not? So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna roll the D10 and add your proficiency bonus. If it's bigger than 6, she doesn't take damage. If it's not bigger than 6, she does take the damage. And this.
Damn. That gives me a 5 total.
So what happens is both of them just go plummeting. Eloise kind of spread eagle with Nyasi on her back. The two of them go down. Liam sees this going, oh shit! And just reaches his hands out trying to grasp the two of them.
I'm just trying to grab. Nyasi can take care of herself.
Yeah, Nyasi can take care of herself. You grab onto Eloise, however, you're not able to hold her up. You're quick, but you're not that strong. And grabbing her sides, you go with her down onto the ground. Smash! You are now prone with her. You did take the 6 damage, Eloise.
Okay.
But you are there. And so you're right there. Nyasi
there was
right
only
there.
one roll that would not let me get a 6.
Yeah. No, you know what? I liked it. I wanted it to work. I really did. Nyasi, yeah, with her slow fall, she's not taking any damage.
Well, at least I don't wear armor, so there's that. That's not going to hurt you, Liam.
Yeah. Hey, it was a valiant effort. It was a good try. Unfortunately, it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could have tried that on catching the arrow, but it still wouldn't have been enough if I rolled a damn 1. Oh,
well, you weren't up there anyway.
Right, because of my stupid decisions. I'm making great choices today, guys.
Yeah, but you're trying.
You are trying. Father Estru is being held by Vulcan. Let's see. What can he do? Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of spells right now, so he's going to hold his action as well, waiting to get close and be able to jump out. That's going to be it for him. Shadow's turn. He's feeling kind of vengeful right now, and he's pissed off. And Veil, you can hear him mumbling some curses in Tabaxi. He's kind of just really, really... You can tell he's upset, and he's just cussing out these sword wraiths. Let's see. How far does he have? Oh, yeah, he's good.
I don't think Apollyon's in turn order.
Apollyon isn't in turn order?
What? I'm not in turn order.
I don't see you.
Actually, yeah, I don't see you either.
'Cause I was wondering where I'm going to drop you guys, where you're going to be.
What did you roll, Apollyon?
I don't even see an initiative roll from him.
Oh, I swear I clicked it. Hold on.
I see his token in there with a 0 now, but
Oh, there it goes. 17.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I could have sworn I clicked it before.
Oh, so he would be going like right about now anyway, so it's perfect.
Well, are you going to continue to fly over? Because
Well,
I won't drop down unless you're going to let go of me.
it's
Well, it is.
potentially.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say it is your turn. So go ahead and go, Apollyon.
All right, I'm just going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts from in the air. Oh, that should not have been an advantage. So
You can just-
15.
You can call those as 2 hits.
I'm going to say let's call it 2 hits. The first one does not hit it, but the second one is a critical.
Cool. 9 force damage.
9 force damage.
That
You
guy right
got
there.
it. This guy here?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. That's it for Apollyon. 9 force damage from the mouth of Apollyon slams into that Wraith. He does take a bit of damage, and he's now looking at your group. But that's about it. Now it's Shadow's turn. And cursing in Tabaxi, he is going to take a shot with the Sidewinder. He's going to use his bonus action first to get steady aim, so he can have advantage on this shot. Yep, that'll hit. So 25.
Dang, he rolled 2 ones though.
Yeah. 25 points of force of damage total. Good hit overall. And the Wraith that he hit, which is this guy right there, he's definitely looking hurt.
yeah, I wish I did that much damage when I rolled low.
Right?
That's pretty awesome.
Vulcan's turn. He brings everyone forward. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet right about there. Father Estru, who is holding his turn, jumps down off and is using his movement. That's what he was doing. He was using his movement to jump down and use the rest of it to go 5, 10, 15 feet right about there. Next up is Niasi, who picks herself up from... Actually, she landed in a crouch because she has slow fall, so she's fine. Yeah, she's going to have to use her athletics to try to climb up. That is a 15-foot sheer cliff, so this is not going to be a crazy difficult one, but it is going to be a bit difficult. Yeah, 10's not enough. She begins climbing, starts getting about halfway up, then slides back down again. She is unable to make it all the way up there.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, because she doesn't have the thing where she can run up walls yet. Okay, that's it for Niasi's turn. Blood from a Stone, you're up next.
How tall are these buildings? The ones that Veil hid in, and the ones that are right there?
They're about 10 feet tall. They're not very big.
Well, I'm going to fly up, and it's just as we crest over the edge, I'm going to drop Apollyon out of one talon and then fly up and kind of crest on the edge of the building and let Shadows get off so he can have Overwatch. And
So
then
you're-
just
Yeah,
sit
I'll
So-
land in a hero pose.
and then just sit there as a fucking bird, because I mean, he's just gonna like mope and cross his arms like this is bullshit.
So you're landing on. So Blood,
Yeah, I'm
are
gonna
you
land-
landing on top of it?
Yes,
Okay.
and to let to drop Shadow, because I think he's on my back. I don't think he's on
Yeah.
my claws. Is he?
He is on your back, so I'm going to place you here. That way you can.
So he can still see. So yeah. I'm letting him get off. I'll kind of like ruffle my shoulders, like have him get off, and then I will just on the next round I'll swoop in and attack somebody
Sounds good.
because I can't do anything else.
Okay. That's it for your turn. Next up, we have another Sword Wraith. He's going to move his movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's actually going to spread out a little bit. He's going to go right there. He sees these newcomers that have now landed. He sees Vulcan. He sees Jortha. He sees the father. He's going to... Oh, he sees Apollyon too. That's a tough one. Who's the bigger threat? Big Eagle, Little Elf, Old Dwarf, Gigantic Minotaur. Yeah, Gigantic Minotaur.
Bring it!
22 to hit.
Damn, that just hits.
8 points of piercing damage to you, Apollyon.
Ugh!
He brought it. Okay, Eloise, you are on the ground, face planted. Liam is like nose to nose with you, on the ground in front of you. What are you doing?
Ow. Sorry. And I get back up.
Best night of his life.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's half your movement.
Yep. And how tall is the cliff wall at this point?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay. I shall. Oh God. How am I gonna climb this wall? I'm just going to try to climb this wall. Since I still have 15 feet of movement left.
Dig your claws in, yeah.
That's going to be an
Yeah.
athletics check to try to climb up the wall.
Okie dokie. Okay. Click. 7.
Well, it was an adorable effort by Eloise as she tries climbing upwards on the cliff. She like jumps, grabs some rocks, starts
Oh my
pulling,
God.
and doesn't move
Guys.
a muscle.
Guys, it's Anna from the first Frozen movie.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
How far
Let
up
it
the wall did I get? You're like 3 feet off the ground. Shit.
Yep. Jareth, it is your turn now. What you doing, Al?
He's going to do a flyby swoop at this wraith right here, right at the back of his wraithy head.
Which
and
Wraith?
then, this guy right here.
Got it.
Then head to about right here.
Okay. So Jareth flies down towards the Wraith, flapping his wings, clawing at the thing, trying to distract it so that the next person who hits it has advantage. Well, Veil, you are currently down in the root cellar trying to examine this altar. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
All right. Would I be able to
Or
hear
investigation.
what's going on?
Well, you can make a perception check to hear what's going on, or you can make an investigation check to examine the altar. What are you wanting to do?
I'll do an investigation because, I mean, if I I wouldn't know to like my goal was last round was to investigate to find anything useful, and unless I passively heard something with a passive perception of 13, then I would have continued to do that
Yeah,
investigation.
I'm going to say with your passive 13, you did not hear what's going up above you.
Okay. So that's an 18 investigation.
With an 18 investigation, you're looking over the altar. You find two things. Back behind the altar, you see tucked away in a little nook a piece of velvet that's wrapped around something. You lift it up and pull the velvet off, and you find a crystal orb. You're examining the altar itself, and underneath the skull that is that is in the middle of the pentagram, you can see a bit of steel gleaming out. It appears to be a dagger underneath that skull.
Okay. Does it look like it's dirty at all?
You can only see a little bit of the tip. The tip of the blade is completely black. It seems that there's a bit of gook or kind of dark sludge caked on the edge of it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick both items up.
Okay. As you reach out to grab the dagger, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
I almost want him to fail just to see what happens. Uh-oh.
I'm going to re-roll that with a lucky point.
Be careful what you wish.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Sorry.
9.
Okay. So with a 9, you're reaching out towards the skull to lift it up, and as your hand comes in contact with the air above the pentagram, it hits what you can only describe as a barrier of fire that just erupts up out from the pentagram, scorching your hand. You take 20 points of fire damage, and your hand is completely engulfed in flames. Bright light completely brightens this little dark cavern area that you are, as your hand is now on fire. Scorched by this bright blue flame that's ripping out from that pentagram.
I just want him to become more evil than he already was. That's not fun.
Okay. I'm going. Okay. So, are we saying that I still have an action left, or
I'm going to say that if you want to have an action left, that's going to be it for this turn.
okay? I'm going to dig back to my roots and my original ideals, and say, or no, not ideals. What would it be? Just my what I've always believed in. Yes, my traits, my personality traits, and I'm intolerant of other faiths and condemn the worship of other gods. So I say, fuck this god, and I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on this altar and my hand as well. Everything around this area, just Dispel Magic.
Okay, what level are you casting Dispel Magic at?
I'm going to cast it at a level 5.
Okay. Level 5 is enough to do this without a roll. So you cast Dispel Magic, focusing that energy that you have, and you just feel the aura of that pentagram break. As it does, the flames that were just erupting out blink out in existence in a poof, leaving nothing but a little bit of smoke and the flames that are currently burning the fuck out of your hand.
All right. So That's fine.
Your hand is
I
on
was
fire. Just so you know.
okay because I did say. I mean, if it's a magical fire, I would have dispelled that as well.
Oh,
But
well, actually, yeah,
if it,
you're probably right. That would have dispelled it because it is an area effect. Isn't? Hold on. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. So, are you doing it to your hand, or are you doing it to the pentagram? I was assuming you're doing it to the pentagram.
you know what, I would have targeted. Yeah, I didn't read that part. I would have targeted the altar itself, the pentagram or whatever.
Since the fire came from the pentagram, wouldn't dispelling the pentagram cancel out the fire?
No, not in this instance.
Mm.
It's kind of a one or the other thing.
I wanted it to be much cooler than that. I'm sorry I kind of jinxed Veil there.
I'm going to see if I. Well, that was my action. I'm definitely going to see if I can snuff this fire out, though.
Yeah, you can do that your next turn.
Yeah.
So, it is the Sword Wraith Commander's turn. Next up, starting at the top of the order, he's moving in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, right about there. Yeah, he's seeing a lot of these, a lot of you now coming around him. He is taking aim at the dwarf, I think, because why the fuck not? That's a 12 and a 19. 2 shots going out at the dwarf. One of them is going to hit. Doing it only 3 points of damage. The dwarf kind of takes the arrow in his arm and just cuts a little bit through the side. Not a whole lot of damage there. Next up is the Sword Wraith. Jorth is right up there, so she's going to be the one getting these attacks. That's an 8, however. The Sword Wraith comes flying at Jortha, swinging heavily. But the monk just easily backs up and misses. Liam, it's now your turn. You are at on this cliff ledge right down here. You got about 15 feet above you. You can hear the sounds of battle going on. But you are currently prone. So what do you do?
Yes, I am using 5 feet of movement to unprone myself. So as I get up right quick in a hurry, I see everybody else is already trying and failing to get up this cliff. Oh, I don't want to spend another key point on this. Yeah, I'm just going to do an acrobatics check, try and jump this thing.
Okay, go for it.
22.
Yeah, I'm going to say with a 22, you jump, step off a rock, jump again, step off a little root that's dangling out, and manage to make it to the top.
Would we call that 15 feet of movement plus my 5 to get up?
Yep.
All right. So I've got plenty of movement left then. All right. Stepping right here. I am now within melee of both of these guys. I love my new weapon. I'll take an attack on each.
Go for it.
First to the left, then to the right. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, both are going to hit.
Whew. Okay. The first one to the left is taking 21 points of slashing damage and necrotic, but the necrotic doesn't get reduced with this glaive, right?
It does not. So yeah, it's a full 21 points of damage, which is more than enough to take out that wraith right there.
All right, then a 12 to the one to my right. And I am going to flip the copper glaive around and do a polearm bottom attack on it.
Okay. Yeah, 21's going to hit.
Beautiful. And I just did a 4 for the necrotic on the polearm bottom because it's a full 4 for the polearm bottom. Unless you want to do it.
I'll allow it.
All right. So another 8 points of damage to the one to my right.
I like it.
And making my Okay, go ahead.
With that second strike, hitting it with a butt end against the side of the creature's head, it looks moderately hurt and very pissed off.
That's kind of what I figured I just did. So I'm gonna spend my bonus action I just did my bonus action,
Yeah,
so
you
that's
did
my
just do
turn.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's it for your turn. Now we come up to Jortha. The wraith that was attacking her is no more. She's coming running up towards the one that was attacking you, Liam. And she's going to take a carve at that one. First try is a 24, second is a 25. Both hit. Oh, I did not mean to do the death strike. No, you know what? She would have done it anyway. I'll go ahead and allow it. Take the key point off. So that's 9 points of damage for the first one. And another 9 for the second. So 18 points of damage. Nice for Jortha. That wraith is looking seriously hurt. A lot of its form is now starting to become more misty and incorporeal. But it is still alive. Which is a good thing, because it is his turn next. Since Jortha is the last one to take a swing, it's taking a swing right back at her. Two-handed swing with a long sword. That's a 20, which does hit. So 6 points of slashing damage to Jortha. And it's going to go ahead as a bonus action. It's using its Martial Flurry ability, so it gets to make one more weapon attack, and whoever attacks it has advantage until the start of its next turn. So that, unfortunately, that's a 12, which is a miss. Poor Sword Wraith. Apollyon, you are up next in a hero pose down on the edge of this ledge. What do you do?
With an arrow in your pec.
Yep.
I'll stand up with my shield in one hand, my trident in the other, and I'll run over here into the fray and attack this wraith.
Okay.
And I'll attack recklessly to gain advantage.
I like it.
Did I not click advantage?
I'm not seeing anything from you right now, bud.
Alright, that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
He's literally got Aquaman's trident.
Yeah, so that first stab with the trident, the tines begin electrifying as you stab. 18 points of damage, not bad so far. Go ahead and do your second attack. You there, Apollyon?
It looks like he made 2 attacks.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you did say it was reckless, so that was
Yeah,
that
so
was just
Yeah, I
counting
used
the first
reckless.
two.
But
okay.
I was saying I don't think I get the lightning on this first one because I haven't used a bonus action to activate it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
But I will attack again.
Go for it.
Oh, baby! That's a 31.
Yeah, that's a crit hit. Go for it.
I also have brutal critical, so I will roll another d6.
So that's a total of 14 points of damage, I think. since you haven't
Yes.
ignited the trident yet?
Correct.
Still, decent amount of damage. You stab a second time into that wraith, and he's looking hurt, but that one is definitely bigger and beefier than its two compatriots, so still up.
Let's see how you like this. As I use my bonus action to brandish the trident, as electricity crackles from me down the what is it called? The handle, and electrifies the end.
It's called the shaft, buddy.
I didn't want to say that word.
I figured Apollyon would be all about the shaft.
No. This is a serious battle.
Fair enough.
I'm just kidding. You know I'm stroking that shaft. Lightning is shooting out of the end of this thing.
That's what I expected. Okay.
But that's all for my turn.
Okay, next up we have the father. His turn's up. Let's see here.
Damn, you should have done bonus action before, and you'd have gotten all of that extra beautiful damage.
Nah, I don't need it.
Okay, father is gonna move up here and is casting. He doesn't have a whole lot of spells left, but he's gonna go ahead and cast Scorching Ray at this guy over here that has advantage. So first shot is going to get advantage. And that's a 24, which does hit. Second two are normal. The 9 misses, but the 18 does hit. So that's a total of 16 points of damage on this sword wraith down here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
Is the Scorching Ray 3?
Yeah, the third one missed.
Oh, I see. You counted the 7. Okay, yeah, never mind. Oh, no, wait, no, yet. I see what you did. Never mind. Off my own head here.
$29 points of damage. There are 29 points of hit left. Anyway, sorry. 16 points of damage. That's it for Father Estru's turn. Next up, we got Shadows in the Wind, who's on the roof there, looking down at the wraiths. He's going to take a shot with his Sidewinder. Actually, sorry, he's going to use his Deft first to get... Well, yeah, actually he would have advantage anyway, because Apollyon's there, so... My bad. It's still an 18 hits. Hoo. Yeah, that's enough to take that wraith out. Another wraith drops to the ground dead as this thunderous arrow comes flying out, striking it in its torso. Next up, we have Vulcan. Vulcan is a bird. What can Vulcan as a bird do?
He can eat bird seed, breadcrumbs.
Vulcan's going to fly around to this one here next to Jortha and is going to make its 2 attacks, beak and talons.
First is at advantage.
Why is the first one at advantage?
Because of the bonus action the Wraith did.
That's right, thank you. Well, we'll count the 21 and the 15 as the first attack, which is a hit. Oops. Oh, sorry. Well, I'll count it. That's an 8, so that one did not hit. Still, 6 points of piercing damage, which, yeah, almost enough, but not quite. This Wraith is still up.
Is that halved?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. It is halved because non-magical. Okay, Nyasi's turn. She's on the ground with Eloise. What can she do? Fuck.
She could step of the wind, get in it if she wanted.
Well, step of the
Wait
wind.
a second. Did the eagle have 2 attacks?
Yes.
Yes.
It should have had advantage on both of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the thing that Sword Wraith has functions just like my reckless attack. Attacks have advantage against it until its next turn.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll allow it. That's another 6 points damage, which is enough to take out this Wraith. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, that's enough to take the Wraith out. Back to Nyasi's turn. Yeah, why not? I'm going to allow her to use Step the Wind to be able to make an acrobatics check and jump up there. Oh, yeah, no problem whatsoever. She easily makes it up there. She's going to have, 15 feet of movement there. So she has 45 feet, so she's got another 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, up to the one that's in combat with Apollyon. Making an attack with her spear. 12 does not hit, though. Blood from a stone. You're an eagle. You're on the roof. What are you doing?
Everything's all kind of grayish, so what am I looking at? I mean, what's left down there that's a bad guy? Because all the tokens, they're all grayed out, and I really can't make much out.
To me, it looks like there's just one
Is that a little
left,
bit
right?
better?
No, it's still all gray, but it's, I mean, I guess, is this a Wraith?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I mean, he'll just, all right, there we go, now I can see. Since, he'll just kind of swoop in, and now these things, they're like incorporeal, right? Or they have some kind of mystical mass that we
They do
can't-
have a bit of mass to them. You can try to take a swipe at them. Your talons and claw and beak are not magical, though.
I
But
was
you
just gonna
can-
like, yeah, I was just gonna like pick them up and take it with me. But yeah,
you
I'll
can,
just
you
like
can
swoop
try to make
down.
a grapple. You can try to make a grapple check if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just swoop down and claw and beak. Let me turn you. Dun, 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 dun. It's coming. That's probably not gonna do it.
Nope, that's definitely not.
Nope, probably not
Nope.
that either.
Nope, nothing.
And he's just gonna like just angrily kind of caw at him or whatever the fucking eagles scream.
How
I
high
just said-
up are you flying, by the way?
Well, he would come down. He's coming down to the ground.
Okay, so you're at ground level?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, he's gonna like almost standing. I guess catty corner to Apollyon and Nyatha, like, and just like boxing this thing in.
Got it. Okay.
So, yep, that's it.
Eloise, it's your turn, and you have been left alone on this ledge, so what are you going to do? Eloise, you there?
Mike, are you muted?
Eloise?
She did.
She's on chat.
No.
How about now?
There you go.
There we go.
For some reason, all of my Discord settings just like flipped on me. Okay.
Love it when that happens.
Isn't it great? So quick question. Because I can like put my claws out and retract them. So if I put them out, can I gain advantage trying to climb this?
Well, I mean, does your claws give you a climb speed?
No. I don't know. I don't think
With
so.
grip strength.
Don't you have a potion of spider climbing?
You also trying to.
Save it.
All right, fine. I will take the potion.
You can do that as a bonus action.
Save it. We're almost done with this.
It's up to you. What do you
You
doing,
know
Eloise?
what? I'm gonna try to climb this myself, and if I really can't, I'll take the damn potion and then just walk up the damn cliff.
Don't you also have another wild shape, technically?
Yeah, again, but we still have to get up to the temple.
I'm just saying. Do whatever you
I
want.
know.
What are you doing?
Alright, I'm going to try to climb this myself. And then, if it doesn't work, I shall have to wait until my next turn to wild shape again. Yep.
Okay. Go for it.
That's the plan. Alright, back to normal, and it's athletics. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please. 16. I've now watched 2 people go up this cliff.
You
Could I have
have.
maybe seen their handholds?
And
maybe.
yes, with a 16 is enough to get up on top of the cliff.
Oh, thank goodness.
It does take 15 feet of... Or actually, it's probably going to take 20 feet of movement just because it's you, Eloise. But you did manage to get to the top with a 16 athletics.
Well, technically, I don't know. I think this is mostly for like plants and stuff, but moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs me no extra movement.
Then you know what? I'll allow it. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll allow it. 15 feet of movement there.
That's all I got.
All
there we go. I made it up. That's my turn.
Good job.
I got there.
Okay. It is Jareth's turn now. What's Jareth doing?
He's going to do the flyby with this last wraith and distract for the next person who attacks it.
Okay. Okay, so the next person who attacks that wraith has advantage. Veil, your hand is currently on fire. Bright yellow flames are currently curling around it, and you feel kind of the sappy substance on your hand as it's burning. At the start of your turn, you take 4 points of fire damage. But what would you like to do?
I'm going to snuff it out, smother it with some sort of fabric or robe, or even whatever's around. Just kind of, even if I have to kind of drop to my knee and press my robe against it or some sort of fabric against it to snuff out the flame.
You can use your action to snuff out the flame. You crouch down and start patting at it with your robes, trying to bat it out. You might even have to use prestidigitation. I don't know, but using your action, you are able to get these flames out.
Okay. And can I item interaction pick up the black steel dagger?
Yeah, as your bonus action, I'll allow you to pick up the dagger. Once you do, you're kind of examining it, and the blade itself, you can tell it is made of metal, but it's black, almost onyx black, but with a dull matte finish. It's not shiny, it's just dull black. The handle, as you pull it out from the skull, you realize that the handle itself is an intricately carved bone handle. Inside it, there is 3 emeralds, tiny little things, almost chip size, on the bottom pommel of the hilt, on either side of it.
All right, so that and the orb I will be tucking into my robe pockets, and going to turn and kind of go back to the ladder or whatever it was to the root cellar, But on my way back, I'm going to kick over the altar.
Yeah, I'll allow that to kick over the altar. You know what? Make me a strength check just to see how well you do.
Just straight strength.
Straight strength, nothing else. You're basically
Okay.
kicking at it to try to push it over.
Yep, that's a 7.
Yeah, you kick it and it hurts. You slam your toe against the stone and you just ow. Don't take any damage, but it definitely hurt.
All right. Well, then I guess a loogie will suffice.
I like it. You could definitely spit on that, no problem.
All right. So with my movement, you said it was about 15 feet of to the altar from the stairs. Was that what you said?
It's about 25 feet movement total from the altar to the stairs. There's a 10-foot hallway and another 15 feet of space.
Okay. So I guess I'll get to the bottom of the stairs and or at least get on the bottom rung and just quietly, on my next turn I'll be listening for, the wraiths or anything, because right now I don't know anything about what's going on up there.
Absolutely. So you go back to the stairs and kind of wait, hoping to hear some signs of your friends coming nearby. Next up, we have the Sword Wraith Commander. There's a lot of people around him. There's a giant eagle kind of standing there that just pecked at him but missed. There's Apollyon, who took quite a bit of damage to him. And there's Niasi, who also did a decent amount of damage. I'm thinking Apollyon's probably the biggest threat, so swinging away at Apollyon.
Does have advantage.
Does have advantage. Wow, that's an 11 and a 17, so both of those
2 misses.
He is going to use his bonus action to do his Martial Flurry. As a bonus action, he can make one weapon attack, which deals an extra 2d8 necrotic damage on a hit. And then you guys have advantage on him next turn. So let's see if he actually manages to make this hit. Wow, 13. That was super depressing. Liam, it's your turn.
All right. Coming up behind to close the circle in on this thing. Swing! Oh, just the first one's at advantage? Or both?
No, both are.
Okay. 26 and a 17?
Yeah, both are able to hit.
Uh, 15 on the first and 12 on the second, total of 27.
Massive 2 swings slashing through this wraith. Every time you cut with this glaive, you can see pieces of this misty form being ripped away from him with each attack that kind of just is hanging on your glaive, twirling around it before it gets sucked into the thing. Does take quite a bit of damage, but it is still up.
Bonus action, polearm bottom. Another 17 to hit.
Yep, hits.
10 more points of damage.
10 more points of damage. This wraith is looking moderately hurt, and there are pieces of it currently ripped away from those cuts. It is still alive.
That's my turn.
Okay. Next up, we have Jortha. You know what? I'm going to say, let's see. There's Jortha's turn, then there's Apollyon's turn, then there's basically everybody's turn until him. So why don't everybody go ahead and make their attacks real quick, and we're going to see how much damage this thing can take in the end of these turns. Jortha just takes 2 swings, so...
Apollyon did 39 damage.
Jortha did 9. Blood, you did another 4.
Good job, Blood. The guy who's used to doing 50 plus.
Yeah, I guess the father's going to use his last... Oh, wait a minute. Everybody has advantage on these attacks anyway.
Yeah. Alyssa, you got anything?
Oh, am I allowed to attack too?
Yeah, you'll get a turn in order before his turn.
Oh, okay.
Matt's just going for expediency since it's everybody against one.
Aha. Yeah, I'll go ahead and oop, pressing the wrong button. That's not helpful. Here we go. 8. That's a whole 8 points of damage.
Yeah, so with everybody attacking all at once, because that's what was about to happen, it was more than enough to take this thing out. So I want you guys to describe for me, with everybody attacking all at once, how this looks.
Yeah. First, I start taking chunks off of it with my glaive, and then it starts looking all like slow, like it's trying to regenerate. And then Apollyon.
I run, get a running start and jump up into the air and poke down with my trident, sliding my hand ever so nicely down the shaft to create all that lightning.
Okay, I like it. And with Shadows and the father and everyone else joining in, this wraith is finally annihilated. And you are at last out of combat. And with that, I think it's a great place to take a break.
I think it died with Eloise's last 8 points. Like it was that close.
Yeah. It was pretty nice. So we will be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to take a really quick break, try to anyway, and get back into it. So stay tuned, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. When we last left off, the Faab Five had been searching for blood they've been searching for Necthros Veil. They spotted Jareth circling around, flying near a group of wraiths, and they swooped down, attacked, and killed them. And now, Faab Five, you are in the middle of the street on a ledge leading up to the mesa. You are surrounded by 4 buildings, one long, few angular, but for most part, all of which seem to be nothing more than 10 feet tall cubes made of that same yellowish gray stone. Veil, go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
Oh God, they killed Vale. All I see is his bird. His body's gone.
That's a 7. However, I'm going to use a bonus action to look through. What do you call it? Jareth's eyes.
Okay, looking through Jareth's eyes, who is circling overhead, you can see your group. they're in the road, kind of looking around. Eloise is back in her dragonborn form. Blood is still an eagle. Vulcan's still an evil. And they're all kind of just milling about, looking around, wondering where the hell you are.
All right. I will come out of the root cellar.
Veil!
Okay, you climb up the ladder, push open the trapdoor once again, and make your way into the house. You know that your friends are there on the other side, so you walk over to the door and peek your head out, and there you can see everyone kind of milling about.
I say, took you long enough, and I clutching my burnt hand with my other hand, and I say, "There's more. We should get off the street and get some rest."
You're just gonna hear a caw. Like, dude, what's up?
I'm not sure that rest is even an option. Those ones that we evaded from, they're still following us. They're not as fast. It'll take them a while, but they're not gonna stop.
Oh, where do we go? Know the place?
I found a nice cellar we could hide out in, and what was that?
Oh, so that actually reminds me, Vale, you took damage from that fire. Make me a concentration check real quick.
How do I do a concentration check?
It's a Constitution save.
Yeah, it's a con saving throw.
7.
Oh, that's actually lower. So, Blood, you're no longer an eagle. You've poofed back.
He's still trying to squawk.
But now it's just coming out as like he's like, you fucking drown. I was like, wait, and then he's just feeling around, and he's gonna be a little wistful. That was actually kind of fun, but fuck, I haven't been able to do shit. And he's gonna look towards the camera for 2 whole fucking sessions, you know.
And Vale's gonna say, "Come on, bird boy," and I'm gonna lead everyone back into the root cellar.
Just pulling out his fucking sword. He's like, I could kill him right now.
Should we try to keep going up?
I thought.
Well, we need to discuss if we're taking a rest or trying to just like tough it out and go straight and replace the glaive, hoping that ends everything with a snap. We don't know what's going to happen, so I don't know how you guys want to proceed. But it's getting late in the day, right?
I don't want to hide in the basement.
Apollyon, you are very, very quiet. I can't really hear you. Hang on.
I'd say we keep going. Our mission's at the top of this place.
But what are we going to face inside? I mean, you magic-y types. Are you going to be able to go?
No. That's why I thought last session the plan was to get a rest.
At some point,
getting confused. Yeah. It's late.
See. Well, we've got a moment here. Is there anything in the lore that says if we replace the glaive that this should all just stop?
Nasi kind of looks back at you all, and there is no lore on what the glaive does. To be honest, we've only known that we are not to remove it by any means. Replacing the glaive where you found it is an idea, but we don't know for sure what's going to happen when you do.
Well, maybe if we can get up to the temple itself, there might be some books or scrolls or something that would talk about the glaive, maybe? I don't know. You'd think the people who have the glaive would have, information about it.
The glaive is older than the monastery itself. We built the monastery on top of the mesa to protect the glaive. So the
So you built the monastery on top of it to protect a thing that you know nothing about, just because it was there.
I am not a master in the monastery. I am simply one of the members. I do not know all of the lore of that our masters might. Unfortunately, if one of them were here, perhaps they know more. Now, the master does have their study.
I'm gonna say, and not a single person thought to write it down at any point.
I cannot say for certain. I do not know. And Jortha kind of chimes in too, and agrees that while they have never heard anything much about the glaive beyond the fact that it's sacred and must remain there and not be touched, the stories didn't really talk anything about it. They've always known that it was their mission as members of the monastery to protect what was below, but they've never been taught anything beyond that. Just that it's a sacred relic that had to be protected and left where it was.
Well, the only connection I can make there is that Grood was trained by Ohm himself. Ohm's been around for quite a bit of time. He may know that type of knowledge. That must be how Grood knew exactly what he wanted.
I mean, Ohm's back in the port probably right now. You could always ask him at some point.
Didn't you say he was leaving to meet with the elves last time we saw him?
But that was, that's got to have been weeks ago. They got to be, I would assume they're probably back by now.
Well, depending on what happened with the elves.
Well, the elves wanted to talk. They weren't wanting to fight or attack.
No, but them calling a meeting of any kind is so rare. There's no telling what the purpose is.
Well, then, do we want to wait here and rest, or do we want to go up and see if we can at least find information?
It couldn't hurt to make a little bit more progress up the hill.
And I can cast Pass Without a Trace on us before we go up. If it's starting to get dark, it might be harder for them to keep track of us in the sky.
Oh, it's been dark for a while. You arrived in town at
Right.
10 o'clock at night. It's probably right about midnight.
Oh, well then, blood would have turned back into blood from an eagle a long time ago, because it only lasts an hour.
Yeah, it's only been an hour since the time you cast it till now. It's only been about 40 minutes, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, only Vulcan is still in bird form.
Vulcan is still in bird form, yes.
So, I want to take advantage of that and going up, and then we take a poke around and then rest.
Sounds good to me, Mia Sorolta.
So what are you planning on doing?
I'm going to shoulder bump Liam.
Fair enough.
If no one objects, I'm going to start hiking up the mountain. Unless the bird wants to do one person at a time and fly him up.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Oh, no, fuck that. I'm going to cast... No, because they're both concentration. I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on us and turn back in... Use my second wild shape to turn into a giant eagle again.
So ferrying us up there in maybe 2 shifts, that could work, right?
So I'm going to move you guys over to the map that I hand-drawed for you and I put as a background. It's pretty big, but I've also illuminated it to kind of give you an idea of where you are. Now, Liam, you would know roundabout where you are. And you are on the higher side of the mesa at this point. From where you currently are, a good ways away, a good 1,200 or so feet going around to the west, you'll eventually arrive at the large stone gate that leads into the monastery itself. There's basically 2 ledge levels above where you currently are right now to where the monastery itself is. Now, this isn't perfectly to scale because, math and me hand drawing.
Sure.
But you roughly estimate about 1,000 feet above where you currently are. That's where the monastery itself is. You could walk there. It'll probably take you a few hours to get to that point, and there are wraiths within the field, so you don't know exactly where they are in relative position to you, but you know they are out there. You could just all turn into the forms and fly up there if that's what you're wanting to do, and we can kind of go from there. But you also said walking, so I was kind of trying to give you the distance based on your knowledge of where you are.
Right. Yeah, based on knowing that it would take hours, I'll look at Voken and say, "Are you still up for taking us the rest of the way to the top?" Just hoping I can get a Voken response of like a nod or something like that.
Voken's on the ground, and he kind of gives a bird shrug with his eagle wings and a head nod that he'll do whatever your group wants to do.
All right, yeah, well, him and Eloise will fly us up in 2 shifts. I think that'd be the fastest solution.
Because with Eloise and Voken in eagle form, they could each take 2 people, so 6 could go at once to fly around, if that's what you're wanting to do. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you total. So 4 would have to remain.
Yeah, I'll remain for the first round. That's fine.
Okay, so who's riding and who's staying behind?
I'll go up first.
I'll go up first with Apollyon.
Okay, so Apollyon and Veil on Voken, and who's going to be riding Eloise?
Crazy.
Let's do Shadows and the Dwarf. Those guys have spent a lot of time defending, so they can go.
They're actually
that's true.
They're fairly tired right now, so they're willing to stay behind if the rest of your group wants to head first.
Well, they can rest as soon as they get to the top. They got to go no matter what. Might as well get them up there.
Okay. Then those 2, one will climb on Eloise's back, the other can be grabbed by Eloise's talons. So that is Apollyon and Veil on Voken. And
Yay, we split the party.
yep, the father and Shadows on Eloise. And we'll say Jareth is going along for good measure.
Yeah, he's gonna fly along with on the side of them.
Okay, so doing this as quickly as I can. Once Eloise transforms into an eagle once again, and Shadows and the priest situate themselves, the rest of your group heads into that building that Veil had currently been hiding in. Just allowing you to fly around a little bit, I'm going to kind of move you so you can see what's going on. You first start heading to the west, taking in the scene around the gate itself. And as you do, you are able to see 2 buildings along a central cliff path. Your group begins flying along, and what you see as you go down, as you're climbing higher and higher, the village of Bradfordshire grows smaller and darker underneath you. You can still see the pinpricks of light, pink and blue, mixed together, which help to faintly illuminate the crisscross roads below. With the clear sky overhead and the light of the moon, it does help you give some distinction, and you're all flying about 60 feet above the road, so you're able to see with your dark vision what's going on down there. You can see the patrols going along the roads down below. Up above you, your flight heads to the stone gate that defends the monastery. And you can see quite a few wraiths guarding it as you move, which you should all be able to see right now. You continue flying over, counting about half a dozen wraiths and poltergeists or more. There are several buildings, one to either side along the ridge and up along the where the hill crests. Then you can see the tall stone gateway. It's roughly about 25 feet tall that you estimate. The gates themselves are wrought iron that has been smashed outward and is currently lying on the dirt road below. You can see a big defense barrier of sandbags built up, as well as several destroyed wagons that give you the idea that there was a very large battle here, and quite a lot of people died. Blood sitting on Vulcan's back. Your eyes
Not on
very
his back.
What's that?
I'm not on his back.
No, Veil on Vulcan's back.
Yep.
Can count multiple bodies all along the road beneath you, at least half a dozen or more, and even more down past the sandbag barrier. You're counting probably a good 25, 30 in total. Your flight continues on past the the gateway itself, and you start to see the actual ridge where the Blue Heron's monastery resides. As you fly over this, you're all starting to count, and you can see 4 more of those sword wraiths up on the roof of the monastery, and several more on the grounds. They all kind of are just moving about in a slow kind of patrol that circle around the monastery grounds themselves. As you're flying overhead, you can see the path reveals a wide oblong-shaped building that seems to have been built with an empty space in the center of it, so that it dips down in the middle. And those 4 wraiths are kind of flying around the roof. One of them actually looks up towards you and eyes you and takes a shot. I'm gonna see here.
Even with my pass without a trace?
Oh, you had pass without a trace on you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I cast it before I turned back into an eagle.
My bad. Then you actually know their passive perception is pretty fucking low, so you would not be seen. So ignore that. As you fly over the roof, which you should all be able to see pretty easily, the roof itself is flat-topped and gives a position that you could probably land on if you wanted to, but there are wraiths on the top of it. You fly overhead over the center of this building, and you can see down into a low area that has a rectangular sand pit lined with stones, with a tall pine tree that has been artistically pruned to one side of it. There are several doors to either side leading into the building itself. One over here, and one over here, and one over here. 3 of them in total. You continue to fly over, and you see a training area There is a pond to one side of the mesa with tall 10-foot poles jammed into the water itself in different heights. Most of them somewhere between 8 and 10 feet tall, but at different heights, intermittently placed throughout this little pool of water that can't quite tell how deep it is, but it doesn't look too deep. There are a few large stone boulders throughout this area. There's a large pruned tree that seems to be just as ornately sculpted as the other one you had passed. You circle around and you can see a training area and a wooden outbuilding down to the far south, right about there. And then you begin circling back. So that's what you can see, what your group saw as you flew over the roof of the monastery itself. Now I'm going to take you back to that map.
I was about to loop down towards the outbuilding.
Okay.
To see, because it didn't seem like there were any wraiths in the immediate vicinity. So maybe inside the outbuilding might be a good place to hide until we can get everyone else up.
So you go circling towards the outbuilding itself. The outbuilding, as you examine, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okie dokie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Natural 20 for a 28.
Oh, yeah. So the outbuilding, as you're examining it, is, you estimate it's about 15 feet long by 10 feet wide. It's not very big, and it's only about 6 feet tall. Someone really tall like Vulcan would have to crouch down to get into it. You can see that there is a door to its northern face right there. And it's a wooden door. The whole building itself is made out of wood. And there is a half moon carved into the door itself there on the northern face.
An outhouse.
Yeah. It's not very big. It probably doesn't smell very good. But it could be a place where 4 people can hide while we go get the other 4 people. And then we can regroup and sneak our way in past the wraith. For now.
I will point out that you're also... Yeah, I was about to say, you can't talk right now.
No, but I land down here if I can without Wraith. And I'm just going to kind of pace towards the small outbuilding.
So what I want everyone to do is make a stealth check. You're trying to stealthily fly down to this outhouse. Now, you do have the pass without a trace on, so you can add the 10 to your rolls.
24.
Oh, hang on a second. I have to use Giant Eagle Dex.
Yeah, I do as well.
I rolled a 30 on stealth.
Good so far. Good so far. Okay. Woohoo! 31.
Wow. Yeah, 31 for Vulcan.
Eloise.
Natural 1. But it's 14. It's still 14.
Okay, yeah, Shadow's got a 32. Even the Priest got a 22. So, there are 2 that could theoretically see you right now. You rolled a 14. This one over here is making its rounds. It does get to make a perception check. Yeah, you're good. This wraith, as you're all swooping down, landing on the ground next to this outhouse, this wraith comes walking around looking down, moves to this edge. You can see that faint blue outline of the thing as it makes its rounds around the building, but it does not see you. And you are all able to land.
I'm going to start ritually casting Leomon's tiny hut.
Just right there?
I'll do it over here. This is a building like high, right?
It is a fairly tall building. It's about 15 feet tall.
Oh, 15 feet tall. Well, I'm trying to think. If I cast it where I'm standing, I mean, technically it'd be.
It would. It's. You do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just asking.
I feel like if I do it here, it'd be less of a chance for them to see it because they'd have to go right to the edge and look straight down. And even if they did, I could make it a color to blend in.
Right, but you've got 11 minutes until it comes into existence, right?
Yeah, I think, what is it, 10 minutes? Or I don't remember how long ritual is.
It is 11 minutes to cast it ritually.
Okay. All right, I guess, as Liam tells me that.
No, I'm not there. I'm not there.
Liam's not even there.
Oh.
I'm just asking you, Veil, what you're doing.
I don't know anything about magic, bro.
Well, I don't know. I guess we can go in the outhouse for now then. Smells like shit in here.
You guys gotta hide down in there like kids in Schindler's List?
No. Not me.
All right, so is that what the rest of you guys are doing?
So, Apple, Veil, Apollyon, and S02 are gonna hide out in the outhouse while Vulcan and I go get everyone else.
That's the plan.
Are you there?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So Apollyon follows Veil into the outhouse, followed by Father S02 and Shadows, who does not look all that thrilled about being crammed in a relatively small outhouse with the three of them. Interesting.
Don't worry, you all. If any of those things come here, I'll take care of them.
Heading back to the rest of the group. Eloise and Vulcan are flying overhead, making their way back. What are the rest of you doing?
Inside this building, just waiting for him to come back. I guess keeping a lookout for him.
Yeah, I guess I'll make a perception check, see if I can see those glowing things from where we left still advancing on us.
So I assume you're headed into the building to hide there. Is that about right?
I mean, I guess when we saw them all, were they all at ground level?
What's that?
All the wraiths and stuff like that, or were they like floating around at different heights and things like that?
Different heights based on which group you're talking about. Some of them were flying. Some of them have been moving along ground level. You've seen quite a few of them. Go ahead. Like, what I'm asking is, when your group left, when the six of them left,
We would have taken cover. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give me perception checks as you're kind of scoping out and hiding in this building here.
21.
Nat 20.
Fuck you. It's not a contest.
I'm sorry. Nat 20.
Well, both of you are able to see as eventually, it probably takes a good 20 minutes before Eloise and Vokin
Is JJ
start
awake?
making their way back. As they are, Blood and Liam, you can see off in the distance a bit of that blue and yet pink light heading towards your group. Kind of, it's big enough that you can see it at a distance. Probably that group of wraiths that you had left on that roof.
Yeah, just on that still steady pace.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But Eloise and Vokin do eventually fly down, and you do see them as they land. And the rest of your group is able to climb on their backs and get into their talons, and all of you eventually fly your way back to the rest of the group. As you're doing that, I want the rest of you to go ahead and make stealth checks one more time. Vokin, Eloise, Blood, Liam, and the last two.
I guess, well, I mean, I get advantage anyway.
29
Plus
for
10,
me.
all right. Son of a...
Oh, wow, bro.
24.
Double twos. So Apollyon is stealthier than both you and me in this specific scenario. I love it.
Oh yeah, they'll never smell me through this outhouse.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
An hour? Hang on.
Okay, so this effect would have ended. You did manage to get back, pick up the other two, fly there, but by the time you're like 3/4 of the way there and you're starting to make your descent, your group is without the Pass Without a Trace. So
then just 19 for me.
yeah, so 14, 9, 17, 18, 15. I'm going to have these guys here make one more perception check. That's a 2.
Dude, that guy's just pondering the universe right now.
That actually should not have been rolled. Sorry about that. I hit it twice. That was a 2. You got really lucky, but on that second pass, your group is able to fly down and land on the ground next to the outhouse with the rest of your friends.
Yeah. Oh, as it says.
All right, Apollyon's gonna open up the outhouse door and step out. And, hey, the gang's all here.
Shh. We're trying.
You probably can't all
hide
fit in
from
this place,
these
I'm guessing.
things. As soon as whoever is riding me gets off, I'm gonna shake out my feathers.
So what is the plan? You're currently stealthed, but you basically have a round to make a decision of what you want to do before the next patrol starts making their way around. So what are you wanting to do?
Well, I'm going to look at my tabaxi friend. I'll be like, oh, where's your wife? Please tell me she's hiding somewhere.
Make an insight check.
Let me turn advantage off. Woohoo! 26.
Your eyes meet his, and you just see this look of pure misery and loss deep within his eyes. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of hangs his head, and you see him walk over to the edge of the building and look around it.
Look around like he's looking for them,
Like
or
he's keeping
Oh.
watch.
Yeah.
But with the 26, you, like I said, you saw loss, you saw misery. You're pretty sure
She's
didn't
dead.
make it.
And I think he would just kind of follow him over there and be like, he goes, when this is all over, we'll collect her together. And we will return her to your home, if that is what you wish.
When he glances back at you, he says,
I owe you that much.
"Oh, you owe me, but we talk about that later. For now, we
I
need
don't
to
mind.
focus on this. Now, what exactly is y'all's plan?"
I mean,
I need a
you've
rest.
won. Yeah.
Well, if we all need to rest, Veil, do you have the ability to cast that dome again?
I do. Where should I put it?
Probably inside. Outside is not the best location. It'd be kind of
Well,
weird out
Can't all
here.
fit in that toilet, so
No, not inside the toilet, inside the monastery.
well, there might be wraith in there.
There's already wraiths out here.
Where there's. Oh, I'm still an eagle. Man,
Looks like it's a risk
Probably
we'll have to
change
take.
back.
Is this the door over here by me?
As you're glancing down, Apollyon, go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a 4.
You can see that there are a pair of large windows right here and right here in your immediate view. There are several more along this wall, and far in the distance you can make out a door down here, but that's the only door that you can see from where you are.
All right. Vale's going to cast Arcane Eye and use it to scout out inside the building.
Okay, what does Arcane Eye do?
It creates an invisible magical eye within range that hovers in the air for the duration. I mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision out to 30 feet. The eye can look in every direction, and as an action, I can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. There's no limit to how far away from me the eye can move, but it can't enter another plane of existence. A solid barrier blocks the eye's movement, but the eye could pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter.
Okay, so is your group going to be hanging out right there as you kind of move this thing around?
I mean, if I see him casting something, I'll wait for it to see what he's doing.
And then I'll explain. I have this eye, and I have it for an hour. We can go anywhere. I can command it with an action.
So tell me,
And
Veil, real quick. Where are you casting this? Where is it?
right in front of me.
And I'm just going to put a second veil right there, and
Perfect.
you can move it in whatever direction you want to move it. But it does take an action to move it 30 feet, so it's going to be a slow process to do this. So while that's happening, what are the rest of you doing?
I think I'm going to go into the outhouse and relieve myself real quick. What are you guys doing?
I'm preening my feathers.
Okay, so as Liam goes into the outhouse and Eloise and Vulcan are currently preening themselves, Veil sends this invisible eye through the wall about 30 feet. As you go through the wall, you find yourself in a small chamber with 4 beds, and a chest of drawers along one wall. There is a door that leads to the east on the south or west on the southern side, and there's another door to the north. You can see a window that points outward into a area that you had seen previously, that rectangular sand pit on the other side over here. You also see that there is a sword wraith currently standing in this room. As you're invisible, it does not notice you. It seems to be actually hovering over the bed right now.
Okay.
I'd like the rest of you to go ahead and make a perception check.
Mine's just going to be listening because I'm in the John right now.
Rolled a 2 this time.
Eloise on the perception.
Yeah. Eloise, as you're preening your feathers, you can see in the distance, about 55 feet away, one of those sword wraiths have stepped up from underneath the bonsai tree and is currently halting near one of the stones. It has not seemed to see you yet because it's got shit passive perception, but chances are it's going to very soon.
That it's 55 feet away. Yeah. I'm just gonna take off flying and attack it.
Okay, then in that case, I think we're going to roll initiative next session.
Okay.
Yep, because it's like 6 minutes to 10. I will say that Veil, when you sent your orb to fly into the next room, you do see a kitchen area that has several tables with stools that have been pushed underneath. This is clearly a mess hall. There is a door that leads directly to the north into that training area that you've seen that goes outside, and there's another door directly to your to the west right there.
Is this similar to when you see through Jareth, like your eyes glaze over and you can only see through the eye and you can't see through your eyes?
When I use an action, I can see through it. Let me see. Invisible. I just mentally receive visual information within the eye.
Yeah, you're just mentally receiving the vision. You do also see 2 sword wraiths in that mess hall as well.
Yeah, this place is freaking crawling with them. Well, I was hoping we could take a rest before we came up here.
Well, that's both good and bad, guys, because if they are defending this area, then they don't want us to fuck with it, and that means that replacing the glaive might be a viable option.
Might mean something.
Well, I guess we'll find out what happens in 1 week. But thank you to everyone who is tuning in tonight. We appreciate you watching. See you next Monday as we see the Faab Five try to deal with this wraith-infested monastery as they try to make their way into the crypt underneath. So, on behalf of everybody here, I just want to say have a great evening. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you next Monday. Good night.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Peace.